Yasin!
Are you taking a picture? It's funny, he can't do nothing.
Wait for the Queen's Guard! Wait for the Queen's Guard!
I'm not being harmed, just, it's fun. But he can't do nothing, he can't do...
Hey, listen, he's doing his job, don't be an idiot.
He can't do nothing. Ooh.
Number one, baby. Number one.
There are those who try.
I'm buying $100,000 worth of iPhones.
$100,000?
Correct. I'm going to sell them all on eBay.
And those who try to buy.
I've been here since 6 o'clock this morning.
While Mark Rivillier spent the last 12 hours waiting in line for an iPhone at the AT&T store on Oak Lawn in Dallas.
So how much would it cost to buy your position in the front of the line?
15 minutes before the 6 o'clock launch after others spent hours.
We've been here since 12:30.
And hours.
I'm in line for a friend.
Waiting patiently.
I guess we're going to water away from the cameras. How about that?
This woman rolled up with 16 grand in cash in hand.
7, 8.
And bought Mark's number one spot in line for $800.
She gave me $800.
Money talks.
A worthwhile investment, she thought, because...
I'll sell more on eBay, so it's all right.
Yet when the doors finally opened...
I'm first.
Yup, she was first. But maybe instead of stopping at the bank, she should have stopped to read the rules. Her plan to buy out the store? Sorry.
Can you buy more than one phone?
Unfortunately, we can only sell one per customer.
AT&T imposed a one phone per customer rule to make sure that there were enough to go around.
That's a serious package, folks. That is a serious package.
As for Mark and his $800 spot, turns out he didn't really need it. There were 3 people in his party and they only wanted to buy 2 phones.
We have a little signature leather case here.
So he's stocking up a phone with all the trimmings and the knowledge that there are some things.
I don't think she was too happy with you.
I don't think she was, and on top of that, she didn't get a free phone.
That money can't buy. Steve Noviello.
I just think you got the short end of the stick there, America.
Fox 4 News.
To Democracy 2016 now. This presidential election is sparking some strong emotions, and some people are going to great lengths to demonstrate their opinion on the candidates. One person living on the Old North Side is discovering sometimes actions speak louder than words. RTV6 State House reporter Katie Hines is live to explain.
Erica, he's been targeted twice, presumably by people with opposing views in the last several weeks, but we're finding this homeowner is getting the last laugh. On the Old North Side, one homeowner is taking a stand.
I put the frames together, and I've had to use duct tape to stretch them and to hold them up.
He's showing public support for his candidate of choice, but you don't have to look closely to see the sign is in rough shape.
It's doing pretty good now until the next person comes along and tries to steal it.
Philip, who asked us not to use his last name, points to 2 attempted thefts in about 4 weeks' time. The first happened within a week of the sign hitting the grass.
And I looked out my front door one day, and the sign was laying probably about 4 feet over, and it was crumpled up pretty good.
But both attempts at snatching the sign have been unsuccessful.
I'm 2-0 right now on that.
You see, Philip figured this might happen. That's why he's taking matters into his own hands with some fishing wire and string spray painted green. He set up a camera after the first attempt. It captured a woman on Tuesday trying to take off with the goods, but you can see she doesn't make it far.
She loses her footing and lost her grip, and she went flying.
Now Philip has this to say to anyone else who might think of setting foot on his lawn.
Whether it's a Hillary, Bernie, or Trump sign, it's not yours. It don't belong to you. You might disagree with whatever the politics are, but it's not yours. Leave it alone.
And we're learning that Philip did take that video to Metro Police late this afternoon. Katie Hines, RTV6.
Susie, no, no. Ah, Susie, no. Don't you bite him. Ah. What's the matter, Susie? Something bothering you, Susie? Say. Are you okay? Look at you. Look at it. Look at the skunk. Still saying, come on, get some more. What's the matter, Susie? Trying to get it off. Here she comes. We had a stop sign. It's 8:34. And we got the police standing out there. You watch, she come. Here she comes. Let's go right there. That's police. All right, she has been caught. Justice has been served.
Southside convenience store clerk turning the tables on a pair of robbers.
And he's not just a crime fighter. He's a semi-pro mixed martial arts fighter. Amy Davis has the story only on 2, and she's live off of South Wayside near I-45 with this video tonight. Amy?
Well, that's right, you guys. Myra Desanayaka works here selling sodas, snacks, and gas. But then 5 days a week when he leaves here, he goes to train in mixed martial arts. And earlier this month, all that training came in handy. Myra Desanayaka was behind the counter when he noticed his co-worker returned to the store after a run to the bank. The men in this SUV were watching too because they went straight for the man in the bank bag as soon as he got out of his car.
Just the reaction, just you see someone get beat up, you just go out.
Myra ran outside, and before the alleged robbers even saw him,
the first guy I saw, I just kicked him in the face, then I punched the other guy.
Watch it again. Myra's co-worker is on the ground, taking a beating when Myra's first kick catches one of the accused crooks in the face.
Myra!
Moves Myra learned in cage matches. He's trained in mixed martial arts for more than a decade and was named the MMA national champion for 5 consecutive years in his native country of Sri Lanka.
We learn like how to punch, how to kick, and like, you know, how to move. So all that stuff you can use in the streets.
Or in this case, the parking lot. In seconds, the bad guys begin their retreat, the getaway car getting further away.
They were waiting for them, but when they were running back, I caught one guy with a hook, so he fell down. So they just left him.
Take a look. One of the alleged robbers wants to go back for his accomplice and friend, but decides against it when Myra moves towards him. In the end, they left the guy, and just as he does in the ring, Myra put him in submission while he waited for police.
Just kicked him till he lays down in the floor until he stopped moving, because I wasn't sure if he had like a knife or gun, so I wanted him to stop moving.
Police arrested the man identified as 33-year-old Odell Mathis. His partner and the driver got away, but customers of the fuel depot still call this
a feel-good story.
A feel-good story, unless you're this guy.
Get family is happy to have their dog Partner back after he was taken from the family's home on Riverside Drive on April 9th. The family's home security cameras show a woman and a dog enter the yard around 3:48 p.m. The woman appears to be petting Partner, who is tied up outside. Then her and the dog she arrived with leave. Minutes later, Partner is brought inside the home and the entire family is shown leaving around 3:53 p.m. After the family has left, the same woman is shown returning to the Haskett house alone. Around 5:39 p.m., she returns again, this time with a man. They stand outside the home for a moment before entering the neighboring apartment building, which they use to gain entry to the back parking lot. Moments later, the security cameras catch the woman trying to gain entry through the back entrance of the property. Around 5:45 p.m., the woman returns, again alone, and approaches the front entry of the home. She's there for only a few minutes before a younger man enters the yard and approaches the front of the home as well. And at 5:49 p.m., both the woman and the man are seen walking away with a dog that appears to be Partner, the Haskett family's beloved 9-year-old long-haired German Shepherd. Neil Haskett believes the man and woman broke in through the window in their front yard.
There's some camera footage of people walking by and glancing over. A lot of people looked, but it wasn't enough to raise suspicion.
The family quickly posted photos of their dog on Facebook, which Northern Life shared, and by the next day, the family received dozens of tips from people who said they've seen Partner being walked in the hospital area. Based on those tips, the family drove around the area, and around 6 p.m. on April 10th, they spot a woman on Lawrence Street walking a dog that appears to be Partner.
Oh, thank you. That's our dog. Partner. We're calling the police. Call the police. Hi, Partner.
He was shaved almost completely bald. His head wasn't shaved and his tail wasn't shaved, but the rest of all of his long hair was completely shaven off. We're pretty confident that because he's purebred, that either they were looking for a chip or tattoo. I'm not too sure. Either that or to conceal his identity.
Partner. His name's Partner.
Because you're yelling now. I didn't steal it. I got it.
You stole our dog. Yeah.
After confronting the couple, who claimed they got the dog from PetSave, Neil and his wife called the Sudbury police, who eventually brought the dog to the family's vet, who was able to confirm that he was, indeed, Partner. And the Haskett family was happily reunited with their beloved long-haired German Shepherd that night.
He wasn't gone very long, but it was a very emotional homecoming, let me tell you. And he went to sleep and he slept the whole night.
The woman in the video was arrested on April 13th and charged with break, enter, and theft, possession of property obtained by crime, and mischief. She was released with the promise to appear in court, which is scheduled for May 21st. The identity of the woman has not been released by police, but on social media, several users say they believe her to be a woman named Heather Zephyr, who appeared in a video by Northern Life back in December 2010, claiming that her dog had died after eating rat poison at a park on York Street. On April 14th, Heather Zephyr called the Northern Life office, and although she wouldn't admit to breaking into the Haskett's home, she did admit to taking the dog, claiming he was being neglected and was concerned for his well-being. The police are now looking for this man who was seen leading the dog away with the woman. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Greater Sudbury Police at 705-675-9171 or Crime Stoppers at 222-TIPS.